fifth on the list is do not compare your wedding. Okay, first of all, this is super easy to say, but I mean, even for me, I feel like I'm looking great in an outfit, and then I go on social media and I'm just like, okay, well, I guess my outfit's not that good after all. And it is but normal that that happens, but I think what we have to remember is a wedding is a celebration. It's not a contest. Even with ourselves, even with me, when I feel like I'm comparing myself to other people, I'm robbing myself of the experience of celebrating my own self because I'm looking at how other people are doing it. I mean, this is not to say not to look at other people's wedding, because they're definitely beautiful weddings, and for the most part, you get your inspiration from other people's wedding. So it does happen, and we look to them as inspiration instead of comparison. This is where that demarcation line is. If you look at them as inspiration, that's great. But if we look at them as comparison, that really affects us and raises all these triggers and levels of stress that we don't need. Sometimes we scroll on social media, see someone's wedding, and now we also somewhat want something like that. But for whatever reason, we know that it's not going to work for us. But then we still wish that we can do it the way they did it. But then it really won't work for us. So again, we're trapping ourselves in this vicious cycle of comparing. It's a phase, we all go through it, but we have to realize when we're getting on that cycle of comparison and really get ourselves out of it. I'm not sure where I heard this from, and if you remember where I heard this from or where I read this from, probably from a book or a podcast, please comment below and let us know. But the best way to avoid comparison is to give compliments. So instead of forcing yourself, like, don't compare, no, don't look at it, no, that's fine, that's great for them, compliment it. Let that emotion come out through compliment. Get it out of your system. Say, oh my God, that is amazing. You can even be honest and be just like, I'd love to have that on my wedding, but I also know that that's not how my wedding celebration is gonna work. But I do love that they've had a chance to do it the way they want to do, because I now, at this point in time, will also have a chance to celebrate my wedding the way I want to celebrate it. You can say, that wedding is beautiful, and my wedding will be beautiful too. I will plan a wedding that is best for me, my partner, and our circumstance, because that is what really matters. This will take a lot of practice. I mean, if you're like me, you're probably going to have a lot of stickies that are up in your monitor, in your phone, or pop up or anything like that. But just little things to remind you that when you get into the zone of comparison, and when you're like really digging deep down into the rabbit hole of looking at other people's weddings, and that comparison jungle, and there are a lot of lions, bears, and tigers coming at you, go back to your safe space, have stickies all over to remind you that, again, if their wedding is beautiful in your eyes, imagine how beautiful your wedding can be for you. Because it's your celebration, it's your wedding, it's you and your partner and your circumstance. That is what matters.